Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Sprout. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am having a great day. And we have been working a lot on astral sorcery lately. And I want to do that today without actually working on astral sorcery. I'll show you what I mean. So last episode, I asked if you guys would be okay with using a command to advance the time and basically skip the days, because the alternative would be just standing and waiting for it to become night. And overwhelmingly, the vast majority of you said, yeah, that's totally fine. However, a bunch of you also suggested, hey, maybe you should use RF Tools Dimensions to build a dimension where it is just always night. And I think that's a brilliant idea, and I want to try it and see if we can make that work for us. So let's grab a couple of things here. We need those. We've got all this stuff. Yeah, we should be good. Okay, so I need a dimension builder and a dimension inscriber and a destination analyzer. So what we're going to do is here and here, we're going to take these out, and we'll go boop and boop, like so. And then we'll get rid of that one and that one. Oh, hey, there we go. I'm going to put the dimension builder here, and the dimension inscriber. Is this, which one is this? Yeah, okay. So that one doesn't actually need power. So then we'll put the destination analyze. Oh, no. That one's also matter booster. I think it actually is supposed to go like, oh, mistakes were made. I did not mean to do that. Yo, thing. Here we go. Let's go back home. It was an accidental teleportation. These things happen sometimes. Can we just, like, turn that off? Yeah, there we go. That's better. All right, so we do that. That's a conduit facade, so I can't put it here. There's a way. Is it maybe this one? If we go destination no, that's not going to work. Maybe we can just live without the destination analyzer altogether. It's not really a necessary machine. It's just kind of a useful one. But let's put this back for now. We'll put this here and this here. And there. Okay. Oh, that looks so bad, though. Tell you what. We'll put the dimension inscriber here. just so we have symmetry. Otherwise, it's going to drive me crazy. Okay. So basically, the dimension builder will allow us to build dimensions. What we need, though, is if we look at RF tools, we need an empty dimension tab so that we can turn it into a dimension. And that's kind of an important thing. So let's go here and let's just search for dimension. There we go. Now let's just make like, I don't know, 5 of these. That's probably enough. All right. And essentially what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a dimension, and ultimately we need, if we look at, there we go. What we need to get our hands on is sky, terrain. There's a time. Yeah, here we go. Time dimlet. We're trying to get a hold of a time dimlet that makes it night. And I'm pretty sure that we do not have any of that right now. There is also the dimlet workbench, which is, or it's like, oh, not sure what happened there. But if we look at the workbench, we also need to get our hands on this guy, the dimlet workbench, and it requires a dimlet base part. And I don't have any dimlet base parts, and as far as I know, the way that you get dimlet base parts is by deconstructing other things in a dimlet workbench. So that is a little problematic because I need the dimlet workbench to get the thing to make the dimlet workbench. And so hopefully when we go into one of these other dimensions, we'll be able to actually, like, get this going. So let's just put this here and hit store. And we don't have any idea what this dimension is going to be like. So I'm just going to toss it in here. Looks like it's 1,000 RF per tick to create it, which isn't bad. And then it only cost 10,000 RF per tick, or 10 RF per tick to maintain. So this should be a pretty basic dimension. We hope. We hope. Let's finish eating all of that. All right. So what we will do is go here, dial once, and let's try this out and just kind of see how it works. I've got the thing to teleport me back home. So we're loading into a dimension, and it's kind of a weird terrain biome type deal. Okay. We've got sand, we've got stone. There's a fair amount of like exposed ores and stuff, which could be useful. But what we're looking for here is we're looking for structures. And those structures will hold dimensions, essentially. If we can find any, that is. I don't know if they will properly generate with this particular terrain type. They may not. But we want to kind of look around at least a little bit first. Oh, this looks... Oh. Okay. So the recurrent complex buildings actually generate in alternate dimensions. That's a little different. It is good to know that structures do generate here, but we're looking for a specific type of structure from RF Tools Dimensions. Like, it's a very specific structure, and we'll know it right away when we see it. It looks kind of like a white box, sort of. And I'm not seeing any of them right now. I don't... man. I don't know if it'll generate here. We may have to create a new dimension instead, which would be totally fine, because that's why we made so many different of these guys, these empty dimension tabs. We made a bunch of them in case we had to. Oh, there's one right there. Okay, so right here, you're gonna find these structures. This is a nightmare to find. You're gonna find these structures, and they're gonna have these dimension tabs in them. So we've got like effect dimlet none, so no effects, no gravity as an effect, and then cavern. So it affects like the type of terrain. And then over here, we've got a dimlet parcel, a void, if I could make a void dimension, controller dimlet. So actually, excuse me, kind of like our perfect dimension for what we're looking to do would be a void dimension with a night sky, where it's just eternal night. That would be amazing. That's like perfect for what we're looking for. And then you get these dimlet parcels as well. And you can open these up, and look at that. We got the dimlet base part. So now we can make the dimension that we're looking for. Or the not enough energy. Please have enough energy if I toss you in here. Pretty please. Oh, okay. I was a little concerned. We're good. We're good. We're back home. Okay, that was slightly terrifying. I'm just going to put this right here for a minute. Let that fill back up. And in fact, you know what we should really do? Is we should make the advanced charge porter. It's the same thing, it's just better. So let's do that, because that will essentially allow us to hold more stuff. So if we go like that, I don't have any redstone blocks. Ooh, I barely have enough redstone to make 4 redstone blocks, but that should do it. No? Okay, well, we'll do it this way, I guess. There we go. And the other thing is that this thing holds like way more energy as well. Instead of just 20,000, it holds 200,000. So we won't have to worry so much about those potentially not being able to teleport back, which would be problematic. So let's just get this going. Let that charge up all the way. Almost there. And there we go. This thing stores 1 million RF, as opposed to, I think the other one was 20,000 or 200,000 or something like that. Either way, this thing holds a lot more. So there's that. And then the other thing we want to do was make the dimlet workbench. And we will do that. And this will allow us to create and extract dimlets. So if I look for night, right? Type sky, or is it time? Evening, midnight. Here, this is probably the one we want right there. So if I'm gonna make this, I need these components that you see here. And that's fine, we can get those. There's a couple things. So first of all, we need one of these time absorbers. Looks like I need a little bit more. I need like 2 more clocks. There we go. No, not quite. Try again. There we go. So you got a time absorber. And then I also need a lever. There we go. And let's just look. That looks pretty, that looks like pretty much midnight. So that will do. So what we'll do is we'll toss this guy down, I don't know, like right here, where it has a view of the sky. We'll put the lever right on top of it. And then we'll do this and give it a redstone signal. And it says, I thought it would say what type of time it's absorbing. But basically you give it a redstone signal and what should happen, you can only do it like once per. Let's just try breaking this and see if it says, yeah, here we go. Dimlet, midnight. There you go. So absorbs, basically you have to do it 5 times, and which means we're going to have to do this over the period of 5 nights. But once that's done, as long as we do it at midnight, this thing will then be set to allow us to make a dimlet that will give us midnight. So eternal midnight, essentially, which is what we want for astral sorcery. That's going to be awesome. Okay, so that's a good start. Now, let's put down this dimlet workbench here, I guess. Sure, that's fine. And then we'll toss all of these into here. And the cool thing is, like, we've got some of these different parts, right? Like, so like this dimlet controller. Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. Give me all of these, right? And we'll toss all this stuff into here. And then what you can do is like, what's one we have a bunch of? Dimlet basic memory unit, dimlet controller. I thought we had some actual dimlets. Like this one? If on dimlets will be, oh, here we go. So you put it up here, maybe? What can you not? I see. I'm looking at the wrong one. So like here we've got a, that effect dimlet for none. Here we've got one for, these are just components. But basically if you get dimlets, I don't really have a whole lot of good dimlets here. Controller dimlet checker. I don't think that's one I'm going to want. But we can like toss that in here and it should reconstruct it into parts. But then I also forgot this workbench needs power. So let's get rid of this guy that we didn't need and put it right here, right? And then this thing you can see is filling up. And when we put one of these different types of dimlets in there, it can deconstruct it into its lesser parts, which means, you know, we'll be set and we can use those parts to make the dimlets that we actually want. So that's kind of the idea here. Let's toss those in, and let's also grab this empty dimension tab back. And I kind of want to find... What did I do? Dimension describer. There we go. Let's put that over here since it doesn't actually need a thing. We'll take this guy out, and I believe you can put this... wait a minute. You can put that here and just hit extract, and then it empties the dimlet tab, right? And then here, I don't think there's a way to delete this, unfortunately, unless you go into like the, I don't believe there's a way to do it in the game. You can go into the files to do it, but that's not exactly the ideal method. Excuse me. So we're gonna make another dimension. This is, wait, is that the same one? I don't want that one again. I want a different one. Let's go here. ID 2. No, these are the same. I want a different dimension. You gotta give me a different ID. Tell you what, let's grab, I don't know, cavern void, no gravity, none. Yeah, let's grab the no gravity one. So we can toss that here. Oh, uh-oh. I was worried for a sec. I thought we broke it, but we didn't. We're fine. There we go. So now we can put this in here. We can hit store, and now this is a dimlet that actually has an effect. And it's going to cost a tiny bit more to create, but it will have a different ID and be a different dimension that we haven't explored already. So I'm hoping that this one will be a little closer to what we're actually looking for. So let's go here. Dial once. We've got our porter. Let's check out this one. There we go. And look at that. We spawn in this little house place, which is fine. And water everywhere. But that's actually perfectly okay, because really why I'm here is for these guys, and that's going to make it really easy to find all of these things. This is really what I'm looking for, are these different dimensional pieces, right? So we've got like dirt, dense caves, netherrack. We can break the chest as well. We've also got the dimlet parcels, and that gives us a bunch of different components and other stuff. We've got an amplified terrain dimlet. We've got, all these different things. These are all going to help us ultimately build the dimlet that we want to build. So I am going to explore a few of these, I think. I'm just going to kind of look around. You know what? I'm just going to break that. Yep, I'm going to get rid of it. All right, take all this stuff, and I'm going to see what I can find. Maybe I'll find something really useful. Who knows? Feature type controllers. It would be great if we found if we found the midnight dimlet just lying around. That would be awesome, but I wouldn't hold out our hopes for that. That's probably a little overly optimistic. But either way, I'm going to look around for a little bit, see what I can come across. I'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. I've been out traveling through the dimensions and finding stuff. We found all of these dimlets. I think I may have had like a small handful of them beforehand, but we found all of these. And we also found a whole bunch more of these components and stuff as well. So if we look at Midnight and hover over this, we can see exactly what we need to make this. And we have pretty much all of it, except for this kind of middle, the third one in the upper right-hand corner, that kind of double lightning bolt one. So it's like a normal or a regular energy module or something. And I think how we can go about getting that is if we take some of these and I toss that in here. That'll take a second, but it'll start spitting out different things. And there we go. We now have the dimlet regular energy module by deconstructing that other one. And a lot of these, to be honest, we don't really need. Like, a podzol. Actually, this pretty good. But like a lot of this stuff, like netherrack. Why would I want a netherrack dimlet? I can go into the nether and get more netherrack than I'm ever going to use. so we can extract that one. And that'll give us some of these different dimlet components. You know, same here. We've got 2 of them right here that I don't need. We can toss those in here and then let those extract. And the same thing will happen. So the idea is basically we can build up all the supplies that we need over time to create our own custom dimlet. Now, there's a few things that I do want. I want... For the dimension that we're going to build, I want it to be midnight, but I also want it to be clear weather. So I want to make one of these weather dimlets here as well. And it looks like... Why does it say not currently craftable? Why is this not craftable? I think I have all the parts. Ah, there we go. So you click it, and then do you need some sort of something? If I look at dimlet template, maybe? Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need to make dimlet templates. Yeah, I bet that's what it is. So that means I also need to find dimensional shards. And those I'm going to find in other dimensions, unless I found them in the nether. I think you can technically find them in the nether as well. I don't think I have, though. Yeah. Dang it. Okay, well, I'm going to have to go and find some of that. Between episodes, I think. Unfortunately, though, guys, I am out of time for this episode, so I'm going to have to call this one right here. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.